What caught my eye first of all, and I want to ask everybody a little bit on the one you picked up about the pink hair trend. Is this something that you're noticing, George? Are you seeing pink hair trends?
Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing a few. My clients are pretty good actually, and they come to me for their bright hair. But if a client was going to do something at home, I would always, and it was going to be a direct dye creative colour, I would always recommend pink because it's easy to come in and out. So I think it's one of the less damaging, less pigmented colours that you can actually put on your hair.
Yeah. I'm absolutely bored of it, to be honest. You've seen it everywhere.
Really?
I'm like, guys, come on, let's do something different.
Why do you say that then, Jordana? You sort of say it's a big trend that's coming up in the news. Do you feel it's been around some time then?
I just feel like it takes so long for the trends to actually hit the high streets that by the time it hits the high streets, us hairdressers are bored of it anyway. So, I mean, Casey Coleman did something amazing at Colour World. He had like a black money piece. And so I'm thinking that could be the next trend, like a darker money piece. Something a little bit different, you know, because every single blonde now down the high street, I'm like, oh, they've got a bit of a pink hue to their hair. And it is lovely, but a bit boring.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I'd be really interested to actually hear what you guys all are seeing in the salon. Is there one particular colour that you're really seeing? So put that in the comments and let's have a look as we go through the show. Are you seeing a certain Vivid colour? Is Vivid still alive, George?
Yeah, I've had a huge influx of clients that want Vivid hair again. I think they've just missed not seeing the hairdresser. And actually, I actually thought it was almost a bit of a dying trend because I started doing way more balayage, way more natural work before lockdown, and now I've had an influx of Vivids. But then I have got a lot of clients that are wanting like lived-in colour because they've of course had 3-4 months without the hair coloured, so they do want a lot more subtle natural look. But of course, if you want to keep money in your till, Vivid is probably the way forward because it's a hard maintenance colour, whereas balayage, a good balayage will last a year.
Yeah, well, Karen says she's put, we have a few pinks back. Sarah Dawes, she says, I did a sunset coral today. Trends take even longer to reach Norfolk. Nicola, she says blondes. Yeah, we do love a lot of blondes. We're doing... Go on, sorry, Jordana, you carry on.
I'm seeing a bit more of a warmer blonde, which is music to my ears. When people say warm, you're like, finally!
Yeah, me too. Beachy blondes. Yeah. It's been years since people have walked in saying, I want a beachy blonde, and it's so nice.
Coral and peach tones. Emma, that's from Elizabeth. Emma says pink is now commercial 100%. Not saying it's a bad thing, same as Jordana, but it's very accessible. I'll tell you one thing, I don't want to get too hooked on this colour conversation, but you're already coming in with lots of things on there, which tells us you want to talk a little bit about colours. We done that Weller Colour Live, didn't we, Jordana, the podcast? I really enjoyed it. But I loved actually that event when I interviewed you. You talked so openly about how you sell your colours, and what I know is it's kind of the colour angles and the names of the colours, which is so exciting to clients.
Yeah, I definitely, and I think one of the things that we can all do as colourists is kind of improve our vocabulary and personalise all the colours a bit more. I always like to kind of refer to colours as food, so like your Galaxy Caramel kind of balayage, because all clients can relate to food, and I think it's a good talking point, like bourbon biscuits, custard cream blonde.
Yeah, love it. I think that's great. I think that's so good. So, hey, Brooke Evans, she's just dropped in. I'm doing lots more Scandi blondes instead of ash silver, which is a breath of fresh air. Savas, or look, champagne rose blonde, doing a lot. You only have to say this to your clients. Emma, look, I mean, the names are getting even. We've now got beachy pink coming in here, sunset coral. Isn't that what you're just talking about? Do you do this actually, George? You kind of put a little spin on your colour names? Or is it pink?
Always. Like Jordana said, I do compare it a lot to like food and drink because people can always relate to it. Your everyday consumer isn't going to get a 1081 or a 781 or a 5565, whatever. So you have to kind of like visually describe it, and then people will buy into that, I think.
Yeah.